Greetings to everyone into this truth, both new and seasoned. And in today's video, I'm going to be touching on how important it is to be sincere. The sincerity of others and being stuck in one's ways and how that could affect someone. If there's one thing we know for certain, truth speaks volumes. Now, I understand at times one might have grown up under a specific custom since a child, and therefore something you've known all your life. But it's up to us to break the act of stubbornness within ourselves. For a lot of people it may be a difficult feat, but majority of the times you have to unlearn the things you have been taught to learn the things that's actually correct. Because there's many times I've spoken to fellow brothers and sisters about certain celebration and doctrines that they take part in, but it's against the Lord their God's ways. And despite going through the facts, a lot are still stuck and stubborn in their ways, which results in them not changing. Exodus chapter 20, starting from verse 1. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I am the Lord thy God. I am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Proverbs chapter 1, starting from verse 23. Turn you at my reproof, behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called, and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I will also laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. So it's easy to rejoice and not really have no cares in the world about God and his ways when life is going nice, when things are smooth sailing. But when things start to go bad and pear-shaped is when a lot of people remember God and they turn to God. But in the midst of that happening, there's things that you was told, there's information that you was given. The Lord thy God opened up himself to you, but you might not have accepted or received him wholly. You refused because you wanted to continue living in the ways that you thought was right. So I say that to say this: when the Lord thy God embraces you and shows you the way, you should do well to receive him. And those who have already received him, no matter how long you've been following the Lord thy God, you can always learn. Don't wait before it's too late. Deuteronomy chapter 4, starting from verse 14. And the Lord commanded me at the time to teach you statutes and judgments, that ye might do them in the land whither ye go over to possess it. Take ye therefore good heed unto yourselves, for ye saw no manner of similitude on the day that the Lord spake unto you in Horeb out of the midst of the fire. Lest ye corrupt yourselves and make you a graven image, the similitude of any figure, the likeness of male or female, the likeness of any beast that is on the earth, the likeness of any winged fowl that flieth in the air, the likeness of anything that creepeth on the ground, the likeness of any fish that is in the waters beneath the earth. Unless thou lift up thine eyes unto heaven, and when thou seest the sun and the moon and the stars, even all the host of heaven, shouldn't be driven to worship them and serve them, which the Lord thy God hath divided unto all nations under the whole heaven. Colossians chapter 3, starting from verse 5. Put to death, therefore, what is earthly in you: sexual immorality, impurity, passion, evil, desire, covetousness, which is idolatry. Matthew chapter 4, starting from verse 7. Jesus said to him, again, it is written, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test. So when fellow brothers and sisters choose to take part and do things contrary to the Lord their God's ways, it's a sin and can be very punishable. God's grace is so wonderful. People often take advantage not knowing it could be the last thing that you ever do. Just as God can open up himself to you, he can turn away due to your constant insubordinations. Celebrating pagan holidays like Christmas, birthdays, which is idolatry and self-worship, and then try to change the meaning on what the whole celebration was based around or based behind to fit the lifestyle. Even tying it to the scriptures, which is not scriptural. Eating defiled foods like pork, prawns, etc. Believing in false doctrines. That's why I've made it my duty to try and teach and give the right information to the people, because a lot of pastors condone and even teach these false things themselves. And at times that can be the reason for even others or people within the faith following these customs because it was taught by their pastors. The blind lead to the blind because that's who they look to for edification and truth. That's why it's important to do your own research. But I predicate myself on helping those that doesn't have the ability or has the incapability of doing these things for themselves. Galatians chapter 5, starting from verse 13. For brethren, ye have been called unto liberty. Only use not liberty for an occasion to the flesh, but by love serve one another. Deuteronomy chapter 6, starting from verse 16. You shall not put the Lord your God to the test, as you tested him at Massah. This verse was referencing to something that happened in the wilderness with the children of Israel. Let's take a dive into that. Exodus chapter 17, starting from verse 1. All the congregation of the people of Israel moved on from the wilderness of sin by stages, according to the commandment of the Lord, and camped at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people quarreled with Moses and said, give us water to drink. And Moses said to them, why do you quarrel with me? Why do you test the Lord? But the people thirsted there for water, and the people grumbled against Moses and said, why did you bring us up out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? So Moses cried to the Lord, what shall I do with this people? They are almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said to Moses, pass on before the people, take with you some of the elders of Israel, and take in your hand the staff with which you struck the Nile, and go. Behold, I will stand before you there on the rock at Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water shall come out of it, and the people will drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel, and he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the quarreling of the people of Israel, and because they tested the Lord by saying, is the Lord among us or not? So they tempted God by doubting him and questioning his existence. I would like to say in the midst of this video, right is right and wrong is wrong. Try to be sincere, brothers and sisters, and sometimes to learn, you have to unlearn things that you've learned years upon years and been following years upon years to learn. I hope I was able to edify everyone in this video today. Stay safe and stay blessed.